Welcome to English Weaver, dear friends. Today we bring you the inspiring story of a gentle leader who changed a nation with peace and courage. Join us on this journey through the life of a remarkable man. Don't forget to hit subscribe for new stories. In the heart of India, a special voice rose above the noise, calling for truth, justice, and harmony. That voice belonged to Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, a man whose simple life became a beacon of hope. His name now shines in history as a symbol of peace. Born on October 2, 1869, in Porbandar, a coastal town in western India, young Mohandas was quiet yet curious. Surrounded by the gentle sea breeze and caring parents, he listened to tales of virtue and righteousness. These early moments planted seeds of purpose. As a child, he admired kindness and fairness, and he learned to question injustice. Even in childhood, he showed a calm spirit, a heart open to all people. His early education at home and in school nurtured respect for every living being, no matter their background. Imagine a young boy standing against overwhelming odds, a single flame in the darkness of colonial rule. His gentle voice spoke louder than armies, and his steadfast will challenged mighty forces. This humble soul would soon inspire millions with his moral power. Gandhi lived simply, wearing homespun cloth and walking miles to stand beside the poor. His actions spoke without words. His presence brought hope. Through silence and soul-searching, he found a path of non-violence that would forever change the world. Why does his story matter today? Because his life shows that one person can reshape history with love and truth alone. In a world torn by conflict, we still look to his example for strength. His journey began with small steps, but led to a mighty movement. Picture his calm smile as he walked with purpose down dusty roads, his staff guiding him forward. Each step was a statement of faith in nonviolence. His soft words carried the power to unite hearts, bridging divides that once seemed impossible to cross. His early trials in South Africa, where he fought for basic rights, would teach him the art of peaceful resistance. Through boycott and courageous protest, he showed that truth conquers fear. His resolve shone like a guiding star in dark times. This is the story of a man who held no weapons but carried an unbreakable spirit. His challenges were great, yet his compassion was greater. He found strength in love and forgiveness, and this is what made his mission so extraordinary. Are you ready to walk beside Gandhi on his first steps toward change? His journey from a curious child to a global icon begins now. Open your heart to listen to his gentle wisdom and courageous heart as we embark on this adventure. The stage is set for a peaceful revolution, a tale of inner strength and unwavering commitment. Let the story of Mahatma Gandhi fill you with wonder and inspire your own path of kindness. Welcome to a journey that transcends time and borders. Gandhi's childhood began in a loving home in Porbandar. His father was the local ruler of the region. His mother was gentle and wise. They taught him kindness and honesty. These early lessons stayed with him for all his life. At age 6, Mohandas started school. He was shy and quiet. He liked to read and draw. He enjoyed listening to stories of heroes and saints. His teachers noticed his calm spirit and gentle manners. His family was part of the Mod Bania community. They valued truth and respect. Every evening, the family gathered to pray. Mohandas learned from his parents about duty and self-control. These values shaped his young heart. In school, he was not a top student. He struggled with subjects like mathematics, yet he loved languages. He learned Gujarati at home and Hindi with friends. He also began to study Sanskrit and English. Words became tools for his mind. His mother, Putli Bai, taught him about fasting and self-restraint. She prayed daily and inspired him to care for others. Mohandas would often spend quiet moments beside her. He felt peace in these rituals and began to think deeply. When he was 9, his family moved to Rajkot for his secondary schooling. The new school was strict and crowded, yet he made friends and joined a drama club. He played small roles in plays about ancient kings and wise men. His first encounter with injustice came early. In Rajkot, he saw a boy punished harshly for a small mistake. He felt upset and confused. He questioned why rules could hurt someone's dignity. This question stayed in his mind. At home, his grandmother shared stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata. Mohandas admired Rama for his truthfulness. He learned that a good person must stand for right even when it is hard. These tales filled him with hope and courage. One day he saw a wounded bird on the road. He bent to help it. He carried it home and cared for it until it healed. This act of mercy made him feel a deep connection to all living beings. Compassion grew in his heart. As he grew older, his schoolwork improved. He became more confident speaking English. He enjoyed reading newspapers with his father. Through these papers, he learned about world events and injustice in other lands. At 15, Gandhi returned to Porbandar for a family wedding. He saw cousins from distant villages. They laughed and played. In those joyful moments, he felt the warmth of community. He understood that unity brings strength. His father, Karamchand, passed away when Mohandas was 17. This loss made him sad and thoughtful. He missed his father's guidance and calm words. In sorrow, he learned to find inner strength and to face life's trials. After his father's death, Mohandas moved to Bombay for college. The city was busy and full of noise. He felt small among tall buildings and crowded streets, yet he saw opportunity to learn and to help those in need. In Bombay, he studied law at the university. He worked hard, but often felt lonely. He missed his family's gentle home in Rajkot. Still, he made friends who shared books and ideas with him. During this time, he met friends from diverse backgrounds. He talked with Hindus, Muslims, and Parsis. He learned to respect each faith. In these conversations, he realized that unity among people is a source of strength. In college, he joined debates on justice and rights. He argued for fairness and equal treatment. His calm voice convinced many listeners. Even in heated arguments, his respect for others never faded. He also faced challenges fitting in English society. Some looked down on him because of his clothes or accent. Yet he did not feel anger. Instead, he focused on improving himself and on understanding others. His mother's influence stayed with him. He remembered her gentle prayers and her belief in nonviolence. These memories guided him through lonely nights in Bombay. He found comfort in simple acts like spinning cotton. In 1888, at age 18, he completed his law degree. He felt proud but worried about his future. He wondered how he could use his studies to help his people. This question would shape his path in the years to come. Before leaving for England to train as a lawyer, he spent time in meditation and prayer. He sought clarity of purpose. He wrote in his journal about his dreams of justice and peace. These private words showed his growing conviction. His departure to England marked an important turn. He left home with hope and a bit of fear. As the ship sailed away from India, he looked back at the land that raised him. He promised to return stronger and wiser. In those final days in India, he visited temples and mosques. He walked through village lanes and greeted fishermen by the sea. He felt deep love for his country and for every humble soul he met. These childhood years and early studies gave him a strong foundation. He learned compassion, honesty, and respect. In every trial, he grew in patience and self-control. These qualities would guide him in great challenges ahead. As we close this chapter of Gandhi's early life, remember the power of simple lessons. A child's heart can hold deep wisdom. Next, we will see how his journey turned towards shaping a nation with peace and truth. After training in England and returning as a lawyer, Gandhi moved to South Africa in 1893. He faced discrimination when a railway official forced him to leave a first-class compartment. This injustice sparked his fight for basic rights. In South Africa, he organized the Indian community to resist unfair laws. Using peaceful protest, he led the first satyagraha, meaning truth force. People gathered to refuse obeying unjust rules and paid the price with courage and unity. Through boycotts and marches, Gandhi showed that nonviolent action could change laws. He helped win voting rights for Indians in South Africa. His success surprised many and caught global attention, proving moral power can outshine arms. Gandhi's calm resolve during these campaigns made him famous. He spent nights in jail, yet greeted each guard with kindness. His gentle bravery inspired followers who saw the power of love over violence and believed change was possible. In 1915, Gandhi returned to India at age 46. He was welcomed by cheering crowds in Bombay. His experiences abroad had shaped his vision of freedom. He now sought to free his homeland from colonial rule by peaceful means. Back in India, he traveled on foot across villages. He listened to peasants and workers, learning their hardships. This journey taught him that true leadership requires understanding the needs of all people and roots his mission in compassion. He encouraged Indians to spin cloth at home. This khadi movement helped people resist British cloth taxes. Homespun cloth became a symbol of self-reliance and unity in the struggle for freedom, weaving community and purpose together. In 1919, Gandhi opposed the Rowlatt Act, which allowed the British to jail suspects without trial. He called for a nationwide hartal, or strike. Millions of Indians closed shops and stopped working to protest injustice and unite in action. Though the protest led to tragic violence in Amritsar, Gandhi held steady to nonviolence. He mourned the lost lives and urged calm. His plea for peace reached millions and built moral pressure on British authorities to change harsh policies. In 1920, he launched the non-cooperation movement. People left government jobs, schools, and law courts. They joined Gandhi in refusing to pay taxes and buy British goods. This mass action showed the unity and strength of the nation. British leaders saw the might of his movement. They could not ignore the spirit of millions. Though the movement paused in 1922 after violence broke out, its impact was clear. India's desire for freedom was now loud and unstoppable. In 1930, Gandhi led the famous Salt March. He and 70 followers walked 240 miles to the Arabian Sea. There he made salt from seawater, breaking British law on salt tax. This simple act drew global headlines and popular support. The Salt March united people from all walks of life. Thousands joined along the way, sharing food and songs. The seawater symbolized shared hope and collective action to challenge unjust laws and reclaim dignity for every Indian. Gandhi's arrest during the Salt March made news worldwide. Yet his gentle spirit remained strong. From jail, he wrote letters urging peace and truth. His words crossed borders and inspired civil rights leaders around the globe. Even in prison, he fasted to protest untouchability, the caste discrimination in India. He called for the removal of barriers between high and low classes, urging people to see each other as equals in faith and community. During the 1930s, Gandhi negotiated with British leaders. He met with the Viceroy to seek India's self-rule. Though talks were slow and full of obstacles, his presence at the table marked a new chapter in India's journey to freedom. World War II brought new challenges. The British wanted Indian support for the war, but Gandhi insisted on freedom first. He launched the Quit India movement in 1942, calling for immediate independence and rallying mass protests. Millions of Indians joined Quit India protests. The British responded with mass arrests. Gandhi and many leaders spent years in prison. Yet the movement showed that Indians would not accept half measures any longer. Despite imprisonment, Gandhi's message traveled by word of mouth and secret letters. People kept the spirit alive through songs, poems, and meetings. His voice became the soundtrack of India's struggle and a call to unity. In 1944, Gandhi left prison due to poor health. He continued to call for harmony between Hindus and Muslims as tensions grew. He fasted and met community leaders to calm fears and prevent violence ahead of independence. Throughout these years, Gandhi never held political office. Instead, he led by example, living simply and serving the poor. His ashrams were places of learning. where people practiced nonviolence, self-discipline, and community service. Gandhi's methods influenced movements worldwide. Leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr. in the United States and Nelson Mandela in South Africa drew inspiration from his use of peaceful protest to achieve justice. By the late 1940s, it was clear that India's independence would soon arrive. Gandhi's campaigns had awakened a nation. His commitment to nonviolence showed that peaceful change was possible on a grand scale. Gandhi's career was not defined by titles or wealth, but by simple acts. Spinning cloth, leading a march, fasting for peace. These actions carried deep symbolism and brought people together in a shared cause. His achievements proved that courage combined with truth can topple empires. India's freedom in 1947 was the culmination of decades of nonviolent struggle guided by his grace, wit, and unwavering determination. Reflect on Gandhi's journey from a shy lawyer to the leader of a vast movement. His career reminds us that authenticity and principle hold more power than force. His legacy inspires those who seek change today. The story of his achievements shows that a single person's moral conviction can ignite the hopes of millions. Gandhi's work reshaped India and sparked a global conversation on justice and peace. His life stands as a testament to resilience, compassion, and careful strategy. Through each campaign, he chose peaceful means, proving that violence is not the only path to freedom and dignity. As we close this chapter of Gandhi's career, we see a man whose simple choices changed history. His journey blended law, ethics, and service into a movement that reshaped the world. Next, we will explore the challenges he faced, moments of doubt, controversy, and failure, and see how he turned hardship into greater strength. A quiet shadow fell over Gandhi's heart when violence broke out in Chauri Chaura. He had urged nonviolence, yet anger rose among followers. This failure shook his faith. He paused the non-cooperation movement to seek peace within his own soul. Critics accused him of being too soft on oppressors. Some protesters felt betrayed by the halt to their struggle. Gandhi questioned himself deeply. Doubt whispered that his gentle methods might never free India from colonial rule. In prison, Gandhi faced harsh conditions. Cold nights and thin blankets tested his body. He fell ill with bronchitis. Alone in a tiny cell, he felt pain and fear. Yet he refused to abandon his principles even when his body trembled. His appeals for Hindu-Muslim unity met bitter resistance. Old wounds between communities flared as politics grew tense. Gandhi's fasts aimed to calm hatred, but sometimes they seemed to deepen the rift. He bore the weight of blame on his frail shoulders. During talks with British leaders, he felt trapped. Promises of self-rule appeared vague. He saw deception behind polite words and elaborate ceremonies. Every setback left him frustrated, yet he stood firm on truth. At times, his own followers questioned his methods. Young activists wanted more forceful action. They saw Gandhi's patience as weakness. He listened to them kindly but held fast to his belief that violence would betray their cause. Gandhi's experiment with simple living brought personal loss. His beloved wife, Kasturba, suffered in prison alongside him. Her health declined in shared hardship. When she died in 1944, he mourned deeply, feeling that his family had paid too high a price. The Quit India movement in 1942 sparked mass arrests. Gandhi and other leaders were jailed for years. Stripped of freedom, he watched from behind bars as unrest grew outside. He feared his absence might weaken the movement's moral backbone. Partition talks in 1946 crushed his hope for a united India. Newspapers spoke of two nations and rivers of blood. Gandhi pleaded for harmony, yet he saw communal violence spread like wildfire. His fasts for peace sometimes felt like cries into an empty sky. Gandhi's own health suffered under his many fasts. Each time he starved himself to quiet violence, he grew weaker. Officials begged him to eat. He feared that if he failed, his mission might lose its guiding light. Some blamed him for enabling British delay tactics. They said his insistence on moral high ground gave colonial rulers time to regroup. He took these criticisms to heart, questioning whether a different path might have achieved freedom sooner. In 1934, Gandhi faced disillusionment. The Congress Party moved toward direct politics and compromise. He watched as former disciples embraced positions of power and luxury. His heart ached to see ideals fade in the corridors of government. Gandhi's experiments in ashrams were not always smooth. Debates over food, work, and order led to disputes among residents. His rule of consensus sometimes failed to resolve simple conflicts. He wrestled with the gap between theory and practice. International supporters sometimes misread his message. They romanticized his peaceful protests without understanding the deep self-discipline required. Gandhi felt misunderstood abroad as much as at home, caught between hope and misinterpretation. The rise of radical leaders like Subhas Chandra Bose challenged Gandhi's approach. Bose called for armed struggle. Their friendship frayed as they clashed over strategy. Gandhi felt pain at seeing a devoted ally turn away from nonviolence. Personal doubt returned when the Round Table conferences made no real concessions. He traveled to London feeling hopeful, but came back weary. Each failed negotiation weighed on his spirit. He wondered if true freedom would ever arrive. Amid these trials, Gandhi wrote in his journal about fear and failure. He admitted that sometimes his faith felt fragile as dry earth in summer. Yet he held fast to inner prayer, believing that truth force would not let him fall. The loss of his son Harilal to alcoholism saddened him deeply. Harilal rejected his father's path and struggled with his own pain. Gandhi felt guilt and sorrow, as though he had failed at the most personal challenge of all. In 1919, Gandhi faced his first great failure in India. His protest against the Rowlatt Act turned violent in Amritsar before he could calm the crowd. He learned that even peaceful calls can spiral into chaos beyond his control. Critics in the press called his methods naive. They argued that India needed a strong army, not spinning wheels and salt marches. Such words stung, yet Gandhi never abandoned his conviction that true strength lies in moral courage. The long years of struggle tested his patience. He spent nights under open skies, listening to the cries of hungry villagers. Their suffering made him question why change took so long and at what human cost. As British officials sought to divide India along religious lines, Gandhi felt despair. He went from village to village trying to heal ancient wounds. His voice trembled as he spoke of unity, doubting if hearts would ever mend. In 1947, the horrors of partition brought untold suffering. Gandhi rushed into refugee camps to comfort the wounded and dying. He walked through blood-stained streets, praying for his people even as he wept for their pain. Despite every failure, Gandhi rose again. He embraced doubt as a test of faith. Each collapse of a movement, each betrayal, taught him humility and renewed his resolve to serve without fear. Gandhi's struggles reveal that even the greatest leaders face deep valleys. His journey through doubt and failure shows us that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to stand for truth despite it. His heart bore the scars of conflicts and controversies, yet he welcomed every challenge as a teacher. Through hardship, he learned new strength and compassion that would guide him in his final steps. As we reflect on these trials, we see a man who accepted failure as part of his path. His life teaches us to face setbacks not as signs to quit, but as opportunities to deepen our conviction. In the next chapter, we will celebrate Gandhi's greatest successes and lasting legacy. His triumphs shine brighter against the dark backdrop of these challenges. Let us hold on to hope as we prepare to honor his achievements. His story reminds us that every setback hides a seed of growth. Gandhi's response to failure became a wellspring of inspiration for countless souls seeking justice and peace. May his example encourage us to embrace our own challenges with courage and grace, knowing that each trial can refine our purpose and faith. When India became independent on August 15, 1947, Gandhi's vision of freedom was fulfilled, inspiring joy and tears nationwide. People sang in the streets, waving flags and praising the power of peace. His nonviolent methods had made history real. After independence, Gandhi turned to healing the wounds of partition. He walked through refugee camps, offering comfort and prayer. His gentle presence brought hope to families torn by violence, reminding them that compassion could mend broken hearts and divided villages. In his final years, Gandhi focused on rural development. He encouraged farmers to use simple tools and shared knowledge freely. Small workshops sprang up in villages using khadi and local materials. This work boosted self-reliance and local pride among ordinary people. He promoted education for all, starting day schools near his ashrams. Children learned to read, write, and spin cloth as a shared activity. By blending practical skills and moral lessons, he nurtured a generation with strong ethics and community spirit. Gandhi's idea of trusteeship asked the rich to share their wealth for public good. He urged business leaders to care for workers and communities. Though this vision remained incomplete, it planted seeds for social responsibility that would grow long after him. His fights for civil rights in South Africa and India showed that peaceful protest can topple injustice. The world took notice as news of his salt march and fasts traveled overseas. Leaders everywhere studied his methods to challenge unjust laws without bullets or bombs. In 1948, the United Nations honored Gandhi with its International Day of Nonviolence. His birthday on October 2nd became a global day to remember the power of truth and peace. Millions now gather each year to spin cotton and pledge kindness in his name. Martin Luther King Jr. in the United States embraced Gandhi's teachings during the 1950s civil rights movement. He led peaceful marches and sit-ins, using moral power to demand equality. King often spoke of Gandhi as his guiding light for justice. Nelson Mandela in South Africa also looked to Gandhi's example. Though Mandela fought with arms at first, his later embrace of reconciliation echoed Gandhi's belief that forgiveness can heal deep wounds and unite divided nations. Schools, universities, and peace groups around the world study Gandhi's writings. His books on truth, nonviolence, and self-rule fill library shelves. Students learn to face conflict with courage, using his ideas to guide decisions in politics, law, and community work. Artists and writers find inspiration in his simple life. Paintings of his spinning wheel and marches hang in museums. Poems and songs celebrate his message of hope. His image appears on posters, stamps, and murals global in scope. In India, his birthday is a national holiday. People gather at schools, hospitals, and public squares to spin cotton, clean streets, and plant trees. These acts honor his love for service and show how small deeds can build a kinder society. Gandhi's legacy lives in the fasts for peace held in troubled places. When violence flares, people follow his example to starve for justice. These fasts bring focus to suffering and remind leaders that moral conscience cannot be ignored. His principle of ahimsa, or nonviolence, guides modern activists. Climate protesters and human rights defenders choose peaceful demonstrations to shed light on urgent issues. Gandhi's truth force still moves hearts and laws today. Many world leaders quote Gandhi to inspire change. They speak of simple acts like spinning cloth or walking together for a cause. His words remind us that success is not in a single victory, but in steady commitment to what is right. His life shows that true greatness lies in service to others, not in titles or wealth. Gandhi lived in a loincloth but carried a million hopes. His humble presence taught the world that moral authority wins where armies fail. The spinning wheel he used became a symbol of self-reliance and unity. Today it appears on flags, logos, and brand designs, reminding us of his dream for a world woven together by mutual respect and shared labor. Modern movements like civil disobedience, boycott, and dialogue trace roots back to Gandhi. Community groups in cities like New York, London, and Tokyo adopt his tactics to stand against injustice and protect human dignity. International organizations now offer awards in his name for peace efforts. Activists and volunteers receive honors for promoting nonviolence and social harmony. These awards keep his memory alive and encourage new generations. As years pass, Gandhi's life continues to speak to people of every culture. His simple but profound methods offer a path out of conflict. His success shows us that peace is not just an idea, but a force to shape a better world. As we close this journey, remember, Mahatma Gandhi showed that steadfast faith and simple acts can transform history. His peaceful path led India to freedom and inspired the world. Let his life teach us that every small step of courage and compassion matters. Thank you for walking with us through Gandhi's story. We hope his unwavering commitment to truth and nonviolence fills you with hope. May you carry his lessons into your life by choosing kindness, standing for justice, and believing in the power of peace. Don't forget to subscribe to English Weaver for more inspiring stories that help you learn English and explore great lives. Share this tale with friends and family so Gandhi's message of unity and love reaches many hearts around the globe. What can we learn from Mahatma Gandhi's life? Leave a comment below and tell us which of his lessons inspires you the most. We can all grow stronger together by sharing our thoughts and carrying forward his dream of a kinder, more peaceful world.